Welcome back to the channel, guys, and Happy New Year. It is officially 2026. And what does that mean? That means that last year, 2025, on December 31st, we released our very first feature-length film, The Pitch. So if you haven't watched it already, you can click the link in the description we'll put in later and check that out. And also, another update, we're officially on Rumble now, too.
That we are. And the pitch is on there too. So
Yes. Yeah.
if for some reason you're seeing this and you want to check out the Rumble, check out the Rumble. It's going to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
There's not going to be some disparity between the content in one place or the other. It's just an additional way for us to share our content with
Yeah.
whoever might be interested in it.
It's another outlet for us.
Yeah, anything that goes on the YouTube is going on the Rumble. Anything on the Rumble on the YouTube, all the same. We appreciate you wherever you're coming from, whatever platform you're on.
Yes. To get in today's video, if you haven't noticed by the description, we are listing our top 5 favorite movies of 2025. And we're also throwing in, our most disappointing, the worst movie of 2025 that we thought, and our most surprising that we actually liked.
Yep. A little earlier this year than last year. Last year we did a top 3 in like February or something. So we're getting a little closer to the actual start of the year. We're still a little
We're getting better.
Yeah, we're getting better. Constant improvement. That's what we're all about here on the channel.
Yes. So to start off, we just want to say how many movies we actually watched this year. So I watched a total of 24 movies, which is
newly released movies in 2025.
Yes. I watched 24 movies, which is actually a little bit less than what I thought, but oh well.
Hey, you saw what you saw.
I did. Yeah.
You're proud of it.
I should have saw more, but I got kind of lazy.
I mean, you're also making a movie, so
that's also true. Yeah,
comes in.
I forgot about that part.
With that being said, I did do quite a bit of work this year. I saw 45 brand new movies. I almost saw a new movie every week. That's borderline unhealthy.
No,
Some might say.
No, it's.
I mean, there's other people who have done
dedication.
More. Overall, I think it was a decent, but not that great year for movies, if I'm being honest. We'll see when we get to the list.
I thought it was kind of disappointing, to be honest, but there was some good in it too, of which we'll say later, of course.
But yeah, I'm excited to get into it and to share our thoughts. Oh, and I remember what I was actually going to say.
Yes.
Last year, our lists were pretty close. I think we had one Planet of the Apes we shared.
Yeah.
That was my number 1 at the time. It's no longer my number 1, by the way.
Oh. Okay.
And it was your 3 or 2, I think. It was your 2 or 3.
I forget that was.
And then you also put Alien Romulus.
Oh, I think that was my favorite, if I remember correctly.
Yes, and that was like just outside my top 3. So we had very similar lists, and I think that's not the case this year. I don't know. We'll see.
Actually, I don't think it is either.
I think it's going to be very different this year. So that's going to be really interesting to discuss and possibly get new movie recommendations out of you, or more discussion about movies that we've both seen. So this will be cool.
Yeah.
By the way, while we're doing this, something to just keep in mind as a rule is we don't want to repeat movies. So our most disappointing is not going to be our worst movie, and our most surprising movie will not be in our top 5 because we want to have more movies to talk about. And so if our most surprising was like our number 1, then it's like, well, that's kind of giving away. So there won't be any spoiled top 5s or worst movies. We're just going to keep everything has to be a unique, brand new movie. Are we okay with spoiling the movies?
Are you guys okay with spoiling the movies? I'm okay with it.
They seem okay with it.
Yeah.
They seem okay with it because the year is over, which means that
they had time to watch it.
They had time to watch it, and they should have watched it already because you have to watch the movie the year it was released, or else you deserve to get spoiled.
Yes.
I don't actually believe that. I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers, but like if it's something that's like necessary to talk about.
That's fair.
So I'll put in I'll say spoiler warning just before I talk about it, and then how are they going to know when to come back? I don't know. I'll put something on the screen, like I normally do.
Right.
So yeah, not going to get too in depth with spoilers, but maybe if there's something important. Okay.
Right.
Let's get into it. So we are starting with
our most disappointing.
Most disappointing. Oh, what a great one to start on because this is a hot take.
Yes.
according to probably most people who
Mm,
saw this movie, which is a lot of people, and a lot of people really, really loved this movie.
mm,
And because of my circumstances, I'll call it, and just
yeah.
my own opinions. These are all our opinions, by the way. If you don't agree with them, that is okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is all.
So,
Yeah.
my most disappointing movie in 2025 was F1.
I knew he was gonna say that.
This movie was so disappointing for me. I am a Formula One fan.
Hmm.
I partial dream of mine is to work in Formula One. I'm an engineer, which I don't think I've shared on the channel, but yeah, I'm an engineer.
Surprise.
Would love to work in Formula One. I know a lot of stuff about the sport. I've followed it for the last few years, like almost every race, and I followed it before that as well, but I really got into it like 2 or 3 years ago. And this movie just does not do justice to the
Yeah.
sport, in my opinion. It
Yep.
the entire plot of it breaks most of the rules of the sport. That like if Joseph Kaczynski, who I respect, who did a great job with Top Gun Maverick,
Excellent
and
job.
he did some great stuff here with F1. Like the cinematography is good, the score is pretty solid, although the soundtrack's kind of generic. And you know it's a very well made film in terms of the production value, but the writing is just really bad.
Or-
It's a very generic movie that again breaks basic rules of F1 that anybody who enjoys the sport or does the slightest amount of research would realize. Just like it takes me fully out of the movie. I don't know, maybe some people would just be like whatever, and
Mhm.
obviously a lot of people who saw it maybe don't know the actual rules, but like
Right.
there was just several points where I'm like, this is just so nonsensical and would never happen in a race. Um, and that just didn't make it fun for me. The racing bits, and it took away from the racing bits because he
Mm,
was just breaking the rules. Instead of doing actual racing and showing me more of like actual like maneuvers and things and like stuff that's cool in F1, you just did rule breaking. And it was like, what? So
yeah.
disappointing. Brad Pitt is good, to be honest. I didn't think he was like outstanding. Kerry Condon's character is so wasted and so reduced to just being the love interest, in my opinion. I think she could have been.
Yeah. That's
They didn't give enough of the insight into like I understand it's supposed to be a blockbuster movie. It doesn't need to get into all the technical stuff, but there's like basically nothing. And I would have liked to try to introduce people to a bit of the technical side as well beyond just yes
mm,
they race, because Formula One is a bit more than that. It
yes.
is a bit more than just racing.
Mhm.
So that would have been nice too, but I'm gonna cut it off there. It was extremely disappointing. I gave it a 6 out of 10, which
Mm,
sounds crazy to how much I am dissing about it. And honestly, if I would ever watch it again, I think it might go down even more. But
yeah.
I still appreciate there's a lot of good technical craft. The race sequences are still pretty well done. And yeah, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there.
Okay. So
Most disappointing, sir.
my most disappointing movie of 2025 was 28 Years Later.
Ooh, okay, okay.
So so that's a franchise, and I will admit the only one that I've seen of the franchise is the first one, and I really like the first one. I think it's a great movie, and so I went in with high expectations, thinking that this was going to be a fantastic movie because also the main actor, I believe his name is like Aaron Taylor Johnson, something
Yes,
like
it
that.
is. Yep.
I like him a lot. I think he's a great actor. I think it was okay in this, but just like the overall story, there was just nothing to it. Honestly, I kind of got bored watching it, to be honest. Um, Nothing to the story, and the little bit of story that there was just yeah. It,
Yeah.
like I'm trying to think if I should like spoil a little bit. So I will say spoiler warning
Okay.
already. We're starting off
That's
early.
fine. That's fine.
So if memory serves correctly, the mom ends up having cancer, which is what was causing like her mental
Some sort of
problems.
disease. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this random guy in the woods who he was the best part of the movie.
Ray Fiennes.
It's a
Yeah.
bad sign when a side random character is the best part of your movie and not the main characters. Um, but yeah, so there's this random guy in the middle of the woods who does like this holistic stuff to like heal, and he's like, "Oh, you have cancer. You're gonna die. Give me your skull. How about that? It's just like,
That
okay.
was
So we went through all that just so he could take your skull. And then at the end, I believe there's like this random, like almost like biker gang that just randomly showed up. And it pretty much set up. So the movie pretty much set up a sequel without us even knowing. And the sequel, I don't even want to see because it was just terrible.
which is coming out in just like a week or two from us
Yeah.
recording this, I think.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
still not gonna see it. But it was
yeah.
I just expected more of like the origins of what it is than what we actually got. So
You're expecting the origins of the
or
origins was 28 days, pretty much.
well, yeah, I guess I expected more of like zombie related stuff.
Okay.
This was trying to be more put more.
It was very heavy on the social commentary stuff.
Yeah, it just didn't do anything for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just nothing to it. I forgot to rate it, but I can do it right now. Um, oh, yeah, I'm probably gonna. It was less than mid. I'd say it was like a 4.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, I was just not a fan of it at
Yeah.
all. Okay, so my most surprising movie of 2025, I actually saw last week, if I remember correctly. It is the remake Anaconda 2025.
Whoa,
Yeah.
really?
hmm
No way.
So, I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. So I wouldn't call it necessarily the greatest movie, but it was a very fun movie. Like
Okay.
it put a very different spin onto what the original Anaconda was. And I thought it was very creative and clever, and there were some funny bits into it too. I went into it with very low expectations because the trailers did not look that good, and actually I did not even want to see it, but I ended up seeing it. Um, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with um the story they put in, the different story that they put into it. And I wouldn't even call it like a spin-off to Anaconda. I'd call it like its own kind of standalone thing because of how different they actually are compared to two movies.
Hmm.
So yeah, if you want to see it, go see it. I think it's pretty good. I'd probably give it like a 6.5, maybe a 7. Again,
Oh, so you were expecting it to be bad.
yes, I was
Okay.
expecting it to be like a 2 or a 3.
Oh,
And then I
wow.
walked out. I was like, okay, that was all right. It was good enough. Not great, but it was good enough. So that was my most surprising.
Okay. Wow. I might have to check that one out. I haven't seen it. I don't know about the original either.
You haven't seen
So
that one?
no,
Oh, you have to watch
I
that
hadn't
one.
even heard of it to be honest.
Oh, really?
No,
Oh,
no. Yeah, I have to check it out. All right. So my most surprising movie
dude.
of the year came out very early in the year, and it's this movie called Hard Eyes, and it is
Oh,
a horror comedy romance.
I saw that.
It's a rom-com slasher movie basically. And
Mhm.
I was expecting with the trailers and everything and like the masked killer, like it looked like a very generic slasher, like very just like 5 out of 10, maybe worse if the writing's like really like weak or
Mhm.
if the kills aren't like if they barely show the kills, whatever. Was expecting nothing more than like 5, maybe a 6. But I saw potential. You know, there's always potential.
Always,
Like
usually.
rom-com with the slasher thing, like that's not something that I've really seen
Mhm.
before. And so I was like, okay, there's potential here. And it's a really solid movie. It's and what really carries the whole thing, in my opinion, is the lead performances. Mason
Mhm.
Gooding and Olivia Holt are incredible. They have fantastic chemistry.
Yeah.
Um, they they have so much charisma both together and just on their own. They're so funny. Their comedic timing's there. They make the tense moments with the horror work, and the movie just balances its tones really well. It kind of loses it um towards the end with like revealing the killers and stuff without getting into
Mm.
spoilers. One thing that I will it's kind of a spoiler, but I'm just gonna say if this movie just ended
Mm.
at the airport. That's all I'm gonna say. If it ended at the airport, perfect. But then it wouldn't it would barely be feature length. It'd be like an hour
Mm.
10 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like there's a point sort of earlier where if it ended there, it would have been good. And like if they changed something about the characters, you'll know if you've seen it or if you do see it. But still, it was really good. It was a great time to watch. They blended everything well, like I said, and the leads really fantastic. I'd like to see them be in another movie together, and I'd just like to see what they do on their own or whatever they do next. So, yeah, I would recommend Hard Eyes if maybe if you had lower expectations like me. I gave it a 7.5. It's a
Wow.
solid movie. Yeah.
Mm.
So now we're moving to worst.
Yeah, you can do.
All right.
Yeah.
My worst movie of the year. Don't remember much about it because it's the worst movie of the
No,
year.
I'm excited to hear this. I don't know what
It
this is.
is. It was really close. I actually. Oh, actually, this maybe could have been something I said in the beginning, but I'll just say it now. I did rewatch pretty much every movie that I'm saying today, except for the one I'm about to for worst.
Oh,
And I also didn't rewatch F1 actually. But my top five, I rewatched everything, or I saw it in like the last like 2-3 weeks. So,
yes.
but this one I would definitely not rewatch. I rewatched a different movie that was almost my worst though. That would have been a crazy hot take.
Mm.
Do I say it or do I? No, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave. I mean, you can look at my letterbox. My letterbox is in the description. Shameless plug. I have a
Okay.
list of like
Yeah.
every movie I watched this year, and they're actually ranked in order of how I like them. So you can literally
Mm.
just see it there. That was almost my most disappointing. But anyway, I'm getting off track here.
No,
30 minutes.
yeah, we're doing worst. We're
Thank
doing
you. Yeah,
worst
keep me on track, please. Worst movie of the year. Hurry Up Tomorrow. It's the movie
I don't think I ever saw that.
starring The Weeknd.
Oh, I remember you telling me
Yeah,
about this.
and
Yeah.
it was notorious as soon as it came out for how bad his acting is. If I'm being honest, it's in my opinion not at all the worst performance of the year. It's definitely not good.
Mm.
He's definitely not a good actor. But
Yeah.
I don't know. People are acting like this is like the worst performance since like Tommy Wiseau in The Room, which to be honest, it's not nearly that. It's still bad, but whatever. Jenna Ortega's in the movie as a supporting role love interest. To be honest, I haven't seen the most from her, but Jenna Ortega has not really impressed me as an actress, to be honest, and she doesn't do much here.
That's fair.
My biggest knock of the movie was a lot of the camera work and stuff going on was just the amount of times that they do this trick where they just circle the camera around the characters, especially within like the first, I think, 30 minutes or so. I don't fully remember, but I just remember them doing it so much and it got so annoying. On top of that,
Oh.
parts of the movie are also him just performing in concert, which wasn't the worst thing, but there's a lot of strobe lights and flashing lights. And I want to say there were even some like sort of surrealist sort of elements that were like really weird colors and flashing lights and things. And honestly, it almost made like I don't I wouldn't just say this about a movie. This is not something I normally say, but like honestly, it like it made me think like um it made me think like, oh my God, thank God I don't have epilepsy. like I genuinely like even me who doesn't have that and is not sensitive to lights like that, even I was like I noticed I'm like, oh my gosh, I would feel bad if somebody was watching this.
Mm.
And I've never thought about that like with a movie. Like
Yeah.
just the fact that I even thought of that just like tells you like
Could say you were blinded by the light.
I I almost was. I very
Yeah.
nearly was. I thought I might have gotten epilepsy for one moment. I I don't know what they were doing with some of that stuff. It got way too crazy. And then there's this whole sequence where Jenna Ortega's just dancing everywhere for like ever, but like it's not good dancing. It's just like weird and like really cringe. That's all I have to say. I don't remember too much about it. I gave it a 2.5. Yeah, it's bad.
That's crazy.
There were a few of those this year.
Oh,
So
wow.
like I said, it was
Yeah.
sort of close race.
Yeah. Okay. So, my worst movie of the year. And actually, I was kind of toying between this being my most disappointing, but then I was like, nah, this is the worst.
Why do I think this is gonna be a crazy hot take?
It's a very hot take.
I'm ready.
So, yeah, prepare yourself,
I think I
people.
know what it is.
What's it even called? This is bad sound. I forget what's even called. One battle
I
after
knew it.
another. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, yeah,
possible, the favorite to win Best Picture.
Yeah. Is it actually?
That's great. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's up there, dude. People love that.
Why? It,
People love that
I
movie,
think
man.
it's terrible. Just yeah, it's just
Go ahead. Oh, sorry. I'm jumping in.
and actually it's kind of slightly off topic, but Tiana Taylor, I'm surprised that she won supporting actress.
Really? I
She
thought she was one of the best parts of the movie.
she was in it for like 5 minutes. How can you win supporting actress if
But
you're in it
she
for
was
like five?
really good in that time.
Not really.
That's truly a supporting role. That's the thing. Sometimes, dude, there's so much category fraud where like they'll put like basically a lead role in supporting. She's actually a proper supporting role. So honestly,
I'd call her like a side character more than a supporting role.
nah,
She's
it's kind
there
of the
and
same
then
thing
she
to
doesn't.
me.
That's right.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Say how you feel about this, because
Yeah.
I got
So definitely hot take because a lot of people have said that they very much like this movie. I very much do not. Um, just where do I start? I thought Leonardo DiCaprio's performance was mediocre. Like it wasn't even. There was nothing really to his character. It just kind of felt like a recycled character that he always plays. It's like, okay, I've seen this, been there, done that. The story itself was just, I felt flawed. I felt like it kind of personally pushed a narrative of um, lack of accountability and, in some cases, violence, thinking that violence is okay. Um, and also just the depiction of certain characters, I guess, in negative ways. Um, and just like the story itself, I also got bored watching this movie too. Um, because I was tinkering between this and 28 Years Later, like I said. I was like, which one would I be more likely to watch? And it's 28 Years Later, because at least 28 Years Later has something that there was something that I liked about it. There was just nothing I liked about well, actually, there was one thing. What's his name? The guy with the, I think he's Spanish or something. I forget.
Benicio del Toro.
Yes, he was the only good thing about this movie. And he was also a side character, which is kind of a bad sign. Um, but yeah, just like I don't get why people like it. Well, I can, but I just don't really like it that much. That's
Okay.
my hot take of the
enough.
year.
I am also not. I'm not on the One Battle After Another hype train. That being said,
Mm.
it is very far from my worst of the year, but I respect it.
Wait, did you rate your worst of the year yet?
Yes, I did. 2.5.
Did I rate mine?
Yeah, give
Yeah.
you a rating.
Okay,
Give you a rating. Send it.
I also give it a 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I don't ever really want to watch it again.
Man,
Yeah.
I hope we get some comments on that.
Yeah, we probably. Yeah.
I hope so.
We probably
That'd be
will.
great. That'd be great. And then I'll let you respond to them.
Yeah, I will.
Thoughts?
I will gladly respond to any
If
comments or
you love
concerns.
that movie, good on you.
Yeah,
I can't say that I do. I think
yeah.
I think it's quite good.
I mean,
But
I don't disrespect
no,
anybody for
yeah,
liking it, but I just didn't. There was
yeah.
just nothing
It
to it
just
that I
wasn't your
liked.
thing.
No.
And I think for me it's sort of it wasn't super up my alley either, if I'm being honest. I
Mm.
still sort of liked it. I gave it, I should probably just say what I rated. I gave it 7.5. So like
Oh wow.
pretty
Okay.
solid.
That's actually you liked it a lot more than I thought you did.
Yeah, no, it's pretty solid. I mean, it took me some time to kind of like understand where
Grasp
like
everything. Okay.
yeah. So like my first reaction out of the theater like was like sort of like, oh, I don't know how to feel about that.
Mm.
I thought about it a little bit. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I didn't get to the point of like, oh, this movie is fantastic.
Right.
We'll get into what I'm rooting for Best Picture. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think, but I think it's kind of weak in on the Paul Thomas Anderson scale, if you ask me. Some people are saying it's his best film. I don't see how. I personally agree a bit on the. I think the story is not quite like it. It's good, but it's not exceptional in my opinion.
Mm.
I wasn't that blown away by Leo. I thought Leo was good. I mean, it's Leonardo DiCaprio. I thought yeah, he always does
Yeah,
good
but
in his
it
role.
just felt recycled.
I can understand that criticism. I
Yeah.
can understand that. We're now at our top
We're
five, correct?
jumping into the top 5.
And we're starting with you now
Yeah,
for
I
like
guess
number
we
5.
can. Okay. So, my number 5, I picked this number 5 about 20 minutes ago. So, and it's actually kind of a shocker. I didn't think it would make my top 5. It is Zootopia 2.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, our lists are so different.
they are.
Our lists are
Yeah.
so different.
I mean, to compare and contrast between the first Utopia and the second one, I'd say they're equal. The second one's not worse, but it's not better, which can be a good thing, but not necessarily. It made it into my top five because of the creativity of it, like movements and all that stuff, like what they do, all that. They had the big twists, like the first one did. I just thought it was creative, well acted, and produced, I guess. So yeah, good movie. I gave it a 7. So yeah,
A 7.
yeah,
Okay.
I thought it was pretty good.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I haven't seen either of those Zootopia, so I can't give my take on it, but
Mm.
I might have to check it out now
Oh yeah,
because I hear a lot of people like really liking it.
yeah. Actually, sorry.
No,
Actually, the day before that, I went to see Zootopia 2. I watched the first one, so
oh, that,
it was kind of fresh.
yeah,
So
that's good
that
to
helps a lot.
compare. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So my number five is going to be Together, which is a movie starring
Oh,
Dave
you saw it?
Franco and Alison Brie. I just saw it last week.
I was gonna say I don't remember you seeing that.
I
Yeah.
just saw this last week. I had been wanting to watch it all year. I didn't get around
Mm.
to seeing it in theaters, unfortunately, and I wish I did even more now because it's quite good. It's the effects are really good. The performances are solid.
Mm.
Nothing really um super crazy, but really good. I really like Dave Franco. Haven't seen a lot of Alison Brie, but I liked her in the movie.
Aren't they dating in real life?
Yes, I
Yeah.
believe they're married.
Are?
I'm not sure. I
Huh.
can't quote. I don't know. But it's really solid. It's a good horror movie that it gets into the body horror, which I really like, and like it's basically about this couple who they fall into this ditch with magical water, basically, and that
How
makes them
every love
stick to
story
each other.
goes.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Um, and it's about sort of codependence and also like the true meaning of what you have to do to be in a committed relationship and things like that. But obviously taken to the extreme because it's a body horror film. My only main setback that I'll just throw in is that there's this like they add in this explanation. I'm not gonna get too much into spoilers. They add in this explanation for like this backstory about how this all works that I don't think was really that original or super interesting. I mean, it fits in the story and I'm fine with it, but it was kind of generic in my opinion. But other than that, really solid movie. Recommended to horror fans. I gave it an 8 out of 10
Wow.
in my fifth spot.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
8 out of 10.
See, I was surprised by you putting a 7 out of 10 in your fifth
Yeah.
spot. I thought you would add higher, but
See that's just like it was it wasn't a great year. So yeah,
yeah, okay, okay.
personally.
I'd sort of agree, to be
Yeah.
honest. But oh yeah, that's right. It's me again. Okay, number four.
Yes.
This is funny that these are back to back. Number
Yes.
four is Primate, which is a movie I saw.
You saw that? He's seeing everything I
This is a
haven't
movie
seen.
that I saw
Wait, did
on
I?
Tuesday.
I thought that came out this year.
Nope, it came out just at the end of last year, but
Really?
I watched it literally 2 days ago.
Fair enough. Okay.
So I watched it the other day. Man, it's just so good. And it's like clearly this is not just like a recency bias. Like this is
Mm.
really solid, really good. Um, Story of this family who owns a pet monkey who they were teaching to like be able to do sign language and speak to them, whatever. Like you know the smart monkey things where they hit the keypad or iPad thing and it like says
Mm.
things that they learn how to use it. Something like that. But the monkey gets rabies. And this movie knows what it wants to be and it goes and does it, much like Together.
I appreciate those movies. Yeah.
Like it's not like an all-time classic. It's just not.
Mm.
But it's also it knows what it's going for. Much like and I appreciate movies that do that personally.
Yeah.
Like Together and also like Hard Eyes. They're just movies that know what they want to do and they go do it and it's just a really fun time
Mm.
for somebody who considers themselves mostly a horror fan. I mean just somebody who loves movies, but this I would definitely recommend more so just to horror fans, but it's just really well done. There's some really cool references and homages in there. Um, the tension's done really well. Like it's the first original horror movie that I've seen in a while that really just does the horror well.
Yeah.
Like
I appreciate
I
that.
haven't seen like a strictly horror movie. We'll get there's one coming up very soon that I'll clarify on, but like
Mm.
a strictly horror movie it's one of the best original strict horror movies that I've seen in quite a while.
Mm.
So yeah, it's just really good. The cast is really solid all around. And it's just it does enough interesting stuff to where for me there are many typical tropes and the scares are pretty typical, but they're just done well in my opinion. And it's just engaging. And as soon as the monkey gets the rabies,
Mm.
you're locked in.
You're
And like it happens pretty
yeah.
soon. They don't waste time getting there.
Mhm.
They set up the characters how they need to, but they don't waste time getting there. And then the majority of the rest of the movie is just the tension and like trying to
Cool.
survive and everything. It's quite good. I give that one also an 8 out of 10.
Oh, yeah. That movie's on my list to
Definitely.
watch.
Yeah, definitely see it.
Yeah, I'll definitely stick to getting dogs as pets though. Yeah. So yeah, my number four. Um, yeah, I'll do that later. So my number four is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you
I
didn't
thought
think it
you were
would
low
make it?
on that. No, yeah, I didn't think it would
Yeah.
make it.
No. Look. I mean, looking back at what I watched, I was like, okay, yeah, it has to make it.
Okay.
I I mean, it's di for what Mission Impossible is, I thought it was disappointing, but it was still a very enjoyable movie because of like all the action sequences that Tom Cruise does himself, of course, because he's just that guy. Um, the story is good enough. It's kind of lacking a little bit, but the my biggest thing, and I will say this is a spoiler warning, the biggest flaw that I thought it had, I really thought that Ethan Hunt should have died. If he died, it probably would have been top three for me.
Okay.
But because of that, it's outside of it. It was good enough to make top five because of what I watched this year. Um, yeah, just an enjoyable action movie. I also gave it a 7. It's the same as Zootopia 2. I'd just rather watch that one above Zootopia. So yeah.
Cool. All right.
All right.
Moving on. Three. Yep.
Okay. So now we're getting to
Now
the
we're to the
top
top
three.
three.
This is where things get juicy.
Yep.
So for my number three, I put The Naked Gun.
Nice.
Yes.
Good pick.
So Naked Gun, I have never seen any of the originals. I still haven't because I can't find it on TV. Um, but I thought that the comedic writing in it was just genius. Like you don't see these kinds of movies anymore. I thought Liam Neeson did an excellent job as the main character. Pamela Anderson also did a fantastic job. Um, yeah, just overall, I thought it was, like I said, comedic genius. You can't get better than that. I actually gave it a 8 out of 10, which is a little bit lower than what I thought. But after rewatching it, it kind of dipped a little bit, but made it to my top three. So if you haven't watched it, check it out.
Nice. Good pick. Good pick. All right, my number three. And if you told me that this was going to be in my top five when I first watched it, I'd be very surprised. I'm still kind of surprised because it's Sinners. And
Wow.
while after rewatching it, I like it a little more. But and the first time I watched it, I still liked it. I gave it an 8 out of 10 when I first watched it. So I was like, this is good. I thought it was overrated. People kind of overblew it a little bit. It was a bit overblown. And I was like, okay, 8 out of 10, this is really solid, but surely there's going to be other movies that are better than this. Like, because
Yeah.
it was sort of earlier in the year, it was like before the halfway point. So I'm like, okay, I can look forward to even better movies. And unfortunately, but maybe I guess fortunately, but mostly unfortunately, we did not get that.
Yeah.
That being said, on rewatch, I appreciated the good stuff a little more. I disliked some of the not so good stuff a little less. And this is just a movie. And this is what I was saying when I said like strictly horror original for Primate. This is not strictly horror. This is very much like dramatic and also has almost like musical feel to it.
In a
It's
way,
very much about
yeah.
music and there's also social commentary. Not that a strictly horror film can't have those things, but like I personally wouldn't call this movie strictly horror. It's got the vampires and everything. Um, but yeah, it's just really well done. It's really well done. It is a really interesting story, and I'm not going to get too much into this because
Mm,
we already made a review on it. So if you want to go back and check that out,
yeah.
I still stand by most of the things I said, except just heightening the positives, lowering the negatives a little bit. But just to go over those really quick, the soundtrack. If there's one thing that this movie should be considered like incredible for, it is the soundtrack, in my opinion. The soundtrack is insane. The cinematography is really good too, though.
Yeah.
The cast is really solid. And Ryan Coogler, as a writer and director, just directed his ass off. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Like all the aspects of this film really came together in a great way.
Mm,
I think once the vampire stuff kicks in, like when the vampires actually finally attack, that isn't executed the greatest. Like the action bits, if you want to call it that, weren't fantastic in my opinion. I think some of the vampire tropes that are used, I'm just not a huge fan of. I'm not a big vampire person, so it's not even that much a knock on this movie. It's kind of just vampires in general, and
mm.
this movie just chose to use them, and that's fine. But yeah, not an all-time classic for me, but
Right.
definitely a movie I really really enjoy. It is going to be the movie that I'm rooting for Best Picture because it's
Interesting.
yeah, it's
No,
really good.
I'm actually borderline, if not fully shocked that this made your top three.
Yeah,
I figured it would make your top five, but I
yeah.
didn't think it would be top three.
Well, it was the rewatch that kind of pushed it. It's an
Fair enough.
8.5 now. I made it an 8 at first, but I bumped up to 8.5. I'm like, yeah, this is a great.
Fair enough.
That was it was the difference between good and great.
I
And I'm
can
like,
I
you
can
know what?
respect that.
Sinners is a great movie.
Okay.
Sinners is a great movie.
Okay.
So
Yeah. You can find out what I think of it in the
yeah,
video that we made.
yeah.
I won't get into that. Yeah.
Now we're going to my number two,
Yes.
and this
Yeah.
this is where it gets a little sketchy.
I think I know where it
We'll
is.
see we'll see what people think of this one. But my number two is Final Destination Bloodlines.
I knew it.
My number two is Final Destination Bloodlines. Look,
Hmm.
this is the best movie in the franchise.
Yeah.
Again, we did a review on the channel for this. Check that out. So I'll kind of
Yeah.
brush through a little bit more, but easily the best written film in the franchise, in my opinion. The way they handled Tony Todd was just so good.
Mm.
And like that might be something that you think on rewatch, maybe like, okay, you still appreciate that, but like it doesn't glaze the film. Like
Right.
sometimes if they do something like that, it might give you a better feeling about the whole film, but the
Mm.
whole film is just really, really good.
Yeah.
And so I had a really good time with that. I think the writing's really solid. The way that they build up all the different pieces of like the traps and the kills that Death designs, so good. The only thing that I would take away slightly, well, there's a few things, but the main one is that the ending is just was really not the move. It just turned into an homage heavy CGI fest, and I was like, that really leaves a sour taste in your mouth, and that really stinks when you have a movie you really like, but just has that slight ending that like can really hurt it. I try not to let it hurt me too much because it's like the rest of the movie is still really good, especially the opening. The opening is
Oh,
also just so good.
Mhm.
It's very drawn out, but to me, it works so well because it gets you into the feeling of what this movie's going to be, and it's just a really good time. A little CGI heavy,
Yeah.
honestly, across the entire film. Now that I think about it, but
Mm.
um, other than that, a lot of really good stuff. Best performances as well in the franchise, in my opinion,
Mm.
across the board. Maybe not like on an individual level, but throughout the whole cast, really good. So, Final Destination Bloodlines is my number two. It's an 8.5.
That's amazing. All right. So to go on to my number two, it is actually also Final Destination
There
Bloodlines.
it is.
Yep.
There's the same.
Yep. So actually, a bit of a kind of I guess spoiler is the right word. I was tinkering between this being my favorite of the year and what my actual favorite of the year is. But after actually rewatching it a couple hours ago, I was like, okay, this has to be my number two. I thought everything that they said, I agree with. The thing that bumped it down to number two is towards the end. I now see what you were saying about the end, and before I didn't see it. But towards the end, the main girl, she was like, "Oh, it's like her brother. This is a spoiler. Her brother, her mother. They go to like the safe house, and she's like, "Oh, don't worry. I'm a genius about all this whole book, even though I just got it 2 days ago, so I can protect you for sure."
Yep.
And I was like, "No, you cannot. Like, That's
Yeah,
just
yeah. I'm
that's just
lumping that. I'm
stupid.
lumping that in with like the ending.
Yeah.
Ending like that section two is just
Like the whole movie
not
is
great.
fantastic until it gets to that
Yep.
point. I was like,
Yep.
okay, I have to bump it down. And then the ending felt honestly a little bit rushed in a way.
Yeah,
Cause
kind of.
like she drowned and then
Spoiler warning.
yes, yeah, another spoiler. She drowned and then another and then a random doctor was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you didn't actually die. You were just unconscious."
Yeah, yeah.
I was
It's
like,
just
ah,
like
come on, like she died. Like, let's be real. And then I thought the use of spoiler again, the use of going back to I believe the second movie of the logs,
yeah,
the second movie of the laws. I thought that was kind of clever. But yeah, I thought it was great movie. The best of what I've seen of the franchise. I have not seen them all. And I actually also give it an 8.5.
there you
So
go. Okay, so
can't get better than that.
there's some similarities in our taste for you right
Yep.
there. That's cool. All right, this is it. This is the big moment. What
Woo!
is your number one movie as of right now
Yes.
of 2025? To wrap it up.
I don't think it can really change. But so I will say beforehand that because we were not able to um double up on surprising, I will say this is also my most surprising movie
That's
of the
good to
year.
mention. Yeah.
So yeah, my number one of the year is something that I myself and probably Dave probably knows, but I myself did not expect to like as much as I did, and that is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Dude,
Yeah,
that is so awesome.
yeah.
That's honestly like y'all don't fully understand
Oh,
the context.
yes.
But yeah, that's not a
Hmm.
movie that I would have thought that you would have
Yeah.
liked so much. Never mind loved. And
Oh yeah.
that is that's so fucking cool. That's so awesome.
So yeah, a bit of a um history lesson. I am Korean. Surprise. Now, even though I am Korean, I don't know if I should say the word. I don't necessarily like what Korea kind of puts out, if that's the right way of saying it, or like K-pop in general, all that
Yeah, yeah.
stuff. But then I was scrolling through Instagram one day and I heard the song Golden on an Instagram reel. I was like, holy crap, this
It's a
song
hit.
is amazing. So then I called up my buddy who saw the movie. It wasn't Dave. I was like, dude, be real with me. Is this movie worth watching? He was like, yeah, it's totally worth watching. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, bet. So I watched it that night. And I was like, oh, I was like, oh my god, this movie is fantastic. Um, I did not expect to like it as much. I will say, I thought so. The one of the big highlights for me was the songs in it. Every song in it, it's just a banger. Like every song should be on top of the charts, which they are, and up for like Grammys or Oscars, whatever it is. But the song is definitely the highlight. The songs are definitely the highlight, big highlight of the movie. Um, and personally, I thought it was a very, if I may say, religious movie. Now, a lot of people all agree with me, and a lot of people don't agree with me. But I saw a lot of religious aspects into it regarding like souls. Now, as like if you're a Christian or anything like that, Catholic, um, you believe that people have souls, and that's a big um area of that whole movie. And also another thing is like the Saja boys, which is what they're called in that. They pretty much represent like Satan and all the demon stuff and all that. And they're about like taking your soul and all that stuff, and they attack you when you're most vulnerable, which is what Satan does and all
Mhm.
that stuff. Um, and another thing is, so a big part of the movie was like self acceptance, and that's another like, if I may say, like Christian aspect thing of like accepting who you are, being the best of what you are, all that stuff. And even if it wasn't meant to be a religious movie, I personally found it to be, and I thought it was pretty um, refreshing and honestly surprising on behalf of Netflix. And hmm, what else do I put? Nah, I don't know. It just surprised me how much I actually like. Oh, one thing I will say about it is how Hollywood always tries to make have strong female leads. I thought this movie did it perfectly because nowadays you can't have female leads, strong female leads, who aren't overly, like sexualized or uh, like masculine, all that stuff. And I thought K-pop Demon Hunters did a great job of um, representing femininity, but also being strong in that.
Mm.
Um,
I think that core trio, like, yeah, from what I remember, which I watched this movie a while ago and haven't rewatched it since, but I did like it. Spoiler alert, it's not my number one of the year, but
yeah,
um, but that core three, like they really nailed like
they
having
did.
distinct personalities and like
Yeah.
they're just, but they're really fun to watch. They're
Mhm.
great vocalists and yeah, uh, really cool group.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't really know much
What
else to
did you
say.
rate it?
Oh yeah, the rating. That's what else I should say. I gave it a 9 out of 10. The thing that did not make it a 10 was there was this character Celine that so like the kind of like the mom character in a way.
Oh yeah,
Well, she wasn't like the mom, but she was like a
really
former.
fig.
Yeah. But they kept bringing her up randomly and just did nothing with her without any kind of backstory to her. I was like, okay, you keep bringing her up, but you keep doing nothing with her. Like if they just did a little bit more with her, it probably could have been a 10, honestly. But because of that, it was bumped down to a 9. And yeah, still my favorite of the year, which surprised me, surprised him definitely.
Really surprised me when I first heard that he really
Yeah,
liked it,
I
and I
did.
figured it was your number one. That's
Yeah,
deserves it, man. The
it
movie deserves the
does.
praise.
It
They did
does.
a great job with it.
They really did. I thought the animation was pretty cool too.
The animation was really
Yeah.
cool,
I didn't
actually.
expect
Yeah,
to like
that's
the
good to mention.
animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, just everything about it I liked. Besides Celine. They need to do more with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Over to me. My number one movie and the movie that should be nominated and winning Best Picture for the year, in my personal opinion,
Trying to think of what that is.
is The Long Walk. Which,
Wow. No
yeah,
way. I'm actually wow.
which on the surface doesn't seem like a movie that's like
Yeah.
exception. That doesn't seem like it's a movie that's like it's not super flashy. It's not
Mm,
like this big blockbuster, but man, it just I when I first saw it in the theater, I was like, I really dug it, and I think I gave it a 9 out of the gate, and then I rewatched it about a month ago, and I was like, all right, let's see how it holds up. Having to sit through this experience again, where like there's a lot of heavy stuff going on in this movie, and it only got better, and
fair enough.
it's a 9 out of 10 for me. Best movie of the year. It's dramatic. It's extremely dramatic. It's got the coming of age stuff with all the young men involved in the walk. It's got the horror. It's not afraid to
Mm.
show you the
Oh yeah.
death
Oh yeah.
of the kids, which I really respect out of the movie. I mean, it makes sense that this movie was well directed. It's by the guy who did several of the Hunger Games movies, and so this is a very similar premise where a bunch of young men go on a walk to possibly, and only one of them survives if they make it, if they
Mm,
walk for the longest. There's no finish line. You just got to keep walking until you're the last one standing. And
yeah.
the performances are really, really good. The dynamics between the characters. My number one for sure is David Johnson. I don't know if it's Johnson or Johnson. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce it. I apologize. But at the end of the day, he is fantastic. He is so good. The weight with which he delivers his lines just feels so authentic and so honest and so at times painful, but like in the right
Mm,
ways. And like his dynamic with Cooper Hoffman, who's also fantastic, and the other supporting characters, like there's not a bad performance in the film outside of
oh.
I personally did not I wasn't super thrilled by the mom character. I think she kind of felt a bit overacted to me, but I'm
Mm,
not gonna get too much into negatives here. It's just if you are okay with watching a very heavy movie
yeah.
and the movie is so much about extremely existential stuff and about life and about friendship and about so many things like that personally I just like eat up. um
Yeah.
it's just very much a movie that resonates with me, and I think it handles like the situation well, where it's like it establishes certain characters that you know will be the main characters. Um, but I think it handles it well where you can kind of think, okay, well, some characters might have plot armor, you know they're going to last a long time, or but I think they handle it well where you still feel fearful for them even
Mm,
early on in the story, and just
yeah.
like there's just the writing of this movie is so there's just some killer lines, and it hits all the right beats for me.
What about Mark Hamill?
Mark Hamill was good.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's good. He's not in the movie quite as much as I expected when I first
Mm,
went to see it. But I mean, he's good. I like Mark Hamill as an actor.
yeah.
Um, and trying to think of what else there was. Oh, and they also just kept it very engaging when pretty much all you see in the movie is just a bunch of guys walking with some tanks around them and soldiers. They still kept things very dynamic with the camera as well to kind of keep you into it, and also just with the situations and the dynamics between the characters. It's
Mm,
just it's a fantastic film. I highly recommend it. It's another absolute classic Stephen King adaptation. I mean, the guy's a genius. He's made so many great
mm,
stories that I haven't actually read, but I've seen in movie form
right.
that are really good. It's just another great one. Go check out The Long Walk if it sounds interesting or, you know,
Mm,
emotional to you and you're into
yeah.
that. Yeah. It might hit you pretty hard though. So
Wow.
I will warn you of that.
I'm actually shocked. That's your number one. I'm surprised by your whole
So
list, to be
good. You're
honest.
surprised by my whole list?
Right.
I'm sort of surprised. I saw obviously a
Yeah.
couple of things, but I'm your list is
You
killer.
saw more than me, so
I did see a lot. I did see a lot, and unfortunately, we couldn't hit. Yeah, again, I wouldn't consider this to be the best year for movies. I'd actually call this a sort of weak year for movies. The fact
agreed.
that I
Yeah.
didn't have a single 9.5 or 10. I only
Yeah.
had one 9.
Mhm.
But this there's more movies to come out in the future, and
Yeah, hopefully.
hopefully 2026 brings some heavy hitters. So
Yeah, hopefully. Once again, thank you guys for your continuous support. If you have not watched our first movie, The Pitch, you can check it out on our channel. It is there.
on our
And
YouTube channel and our Rumble
and on
channel.
Rumble, yes. Um, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Any final thoughts from you, Dave?
That's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. And if you hate our list and think that our movie taste is terrible, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Yes. And we will answer your any comments or
Yeah.
concerns that you have.
Comment down below what you thought. Give us if you want to give us your top 3, top 5, whatever,
Yeah.
just your favorite,
Mhm.
whatever. Share it down in the comments, and we appreciate everybody for watching.
Yeah. Thank you.